It is cold today. It is cold. However, we have a lot to talk about. I'm here at my old university. I used to be a pole vaulter. I used to pull out all those mats back in the day. Yeah, so it's cold in the Northeast. Sometimes it's like 90 and then it's like 40. It's freaking cold today. So we're going to talk a little bit why I'm walking around the nice clay track. So today is the Bitcoin halving day. We got about 10 hours left. And it'll be Bitcoin halving. Woohoo! Rewards get cut in half. Not the supply of Bitcoin, but it's good. The market's already responding. I told you guys in my other live stream, I told you guys to buy the dip. Told you guys to buy every dip you possibly can. Everything was 30-40% off, and now everything is pumping hard. This is not rocket scientist research. This is just basic fundamentals 101. So I told you guys to buy. Those of you who bought are already in profit, and you're doing pretty well. Bitcoin is almost 65,000. I think we got down to what, tapped into the 50s during this little micro bullshit that we saw. Grayscale can't sell forever. People aren't going to dump forever, so don't listen to what anybody says. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them when they tell you to sell your crypto. You want to do the opposite of what people are telling you. Except for me, of course. So it was real simple. I've been around for a long time. I'm an old fucking man now. This is going to be my third bull market. And I just know this shit. When we drop off, you need to be buying if you have the money. If you don't have the money, just enjoy the show. But just don't sell your bag. I'm all tapped out. I can't really buy much. I'm actively trying to, I might just take some bullshit work. Just so, you know, even if you're able to buy $100 worth of fucking crypto a month, it's better than doing nothing. So, but I'm all tapped out, man. It's all good though. I'm coming up with new ways every day to make money. Throw it into the machine, the crypto machine. So, Bitcoin halving today. Everything is rebounding and going up. In the next upcoming 12 years, it's going to be less and less and less of a reward. And then the miners are just going to go making their money off transaction fees. As this time goes on, there's going to be less and less inflation for Bitcoin. And that's where it's going to get interesting, because if they're buying up all the Bitcoin and there's not really a lot being created, the inflation rate slows and slows and slows, then what happens is what you got is what you got. So like in the golden olden days, even a little bit, even right now, people aren't taking it seriously. Well, most people can't even afford one whole Bitcoin now. They're already priced out. We talked about that in multiple other videos. So how this is going to play out is, as these multinational corporations buy all the fucking Bitcoin, and then the inflation slows down to almost nothing. I mean, if you look at, we're going down to 3.1 Bitcoin a block. And then that's going to be 1.5 Bitcoin a block. Then it'll be 0.75. As soon as you get to 0.75, 0.50. So that's why Michael Saylor will go out on a limb and say this is the best performing asset in the world and whatever, and it's the future and all this shit. Because he knows, like, when the inflation rate goes down to almost nothing, and we're already having a shortage of Bitcoin now, And we're just getting started, and there's already like a major shortage. Like when it all dries up, man, there's nothing to replenish it. And these corporations, they're not like retail, where if they need money, they're going to sell their Bitcoin. These multinational corporations, these big players, man, they're going to buy it and hold on to it forever. Like they don't need to sell it to pay bills. That's why, like, if you're able, you need to hold on and get to at least one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is enough. In your lifetime, it'll be over $1 million, and you won't even have to sell it. You can give it to a bank, and then you'll gain interest off it. You probably make $8,000, $9,000 a month interest in the future. And you could be able to borrow off it for collateral and stuff, and you'll still be able to keep the token. That's going to be the future, and you'll be able to give it to your family and all that. As far as confiscating Bitcoin, they're not going to confiscate your Bitcoin. The government, well, the United States government specifically, there's just not enough people that really have Bitcoin as it is. The blue bloods are pretty much control 99% of the Bitcoin. So, in the United States, and they make the rules, so they're not going to confiscate Bitcoin. And if they try to, it's, you know, if I ever hear any like rumors, like serious rumors, I'll just unlock my Bitcoin from, you know, my Roth IRA, iTrust Capital account, and I'll just take it, and I'll take whatever else I might have, and I will go to a country where I will never be touched, and I'll disappear and become a citizen of that country, because it's not going to be worth living in the United States. It's not going to be worth living here if they start taking your property because they mismanage stuff. At that point, there's not going to be any reason to want to be here. You're not going to have a country, and there's not going to be anything to defend or anything to be patriotic about. If they start taking your property because they can't pay their bills, well, you know, the politicians should have thought about that back in the day. So we're not there yet. We're not looking like we're there, where they're going to start stealing our shit and make us slaves. So there's nothing to worry about. But still, you should have a Bitcoin plans, many multiple plans, and also self-custody plans, plans for, you know, retirement plans for Bitcoin and whatnot. But it's getting pretty exciting. And, yeah, good shit. Other things, yeah, got a good leg workout in, got some good running in. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So health needs to be number one. And I'm realizing that everything has some crazy fucking chemicals in it. I feel like it's worse now than what it was even 5 years ago. I've been doing a lot of research on COVID-19 shots and testimony in government. And it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary how they're able to just like switch on genes and give you cancer. Or, you know, certain frequencies, you know, damage your DNA. And, because that's what mutation of a gene is. It's damaged DNA that replicates itself. So, and I know California and some other states are thinking about banning certain foods because they got these additives in there that are known cancer causing and hypertension and that type of thing. So, you know, I'm being more mindful of what I'm ingesting in my body. And also, your thoughts might not be your thoughts. We talked a lot about that. few live streams ago. Everything is a message, everything is data, and then information. And, you know, and the messaging, so who controls how you interpret messaging and data, and how and who controls that process for you to formalize the data into information. And then who so like when we go to school and all, so you got to think of it like this. If you want to game the system, the way to game the system is you don't even have to be intelligent. If you want to game any system, you have to understand what the system is that everybody's under and everybody's trained. And then you have to step outside of that. And then they're blinded by what you're doing, and then you can game the system. Now, you can game the system for evil. You can game the system for not evil. It's really, it's up to you. Remember, there's consequences for your actions. If you want to game this system for evil, well, what you look in the mirror, if you look at evil, you get evil. If you look in the mirror and get non-evil, you get non-evil. So, and also just keep in mind, you can't take nothing with you, just your soul. So you can make billions of dollars, but you can't take none of that with you. It's not going to mean nothing. Everything that you buy doesn't mean anything. Nothing really means anything, except for what you can gain in your soul, which I think is like your big brain, Your soul is really the only thing that's real that you can take with you. It's energy that doesn't really just, it's like contained in this body. Because your mind is of this world, your body's of this world, but your soul is not of this world. So, and, so it's actually, I really think we're set here to this world just for training, for knowledge. Like learn how to be respectful to others, learn how to interact, learn how to evolve past our basic programming to enlightenment. Then we move on. Some people, that's why I used to get really upset when people died, but I really don't get upset too much anymore. I think some people they can just skip this part in the program and move right on to the more enlightened stages. Sometimes people are ready for it, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they need to skip out of this world just to appreciate being back in the world. So I do believe in reincarnation. I believe that there's a purpose. It's either, you get a second chance, so you're recycled back into this world, or you skip out because you don't need this phase. You're able to learn everything you need to learn in a short period of time. That's a very simplistic way of putting it. But what I do know is if you're able to do something that's different from what everybody else does, which kind of steps outside their programming, they're blind, and it's a source of power. So walking around out in the cold with your shorts on, most people can't do that. So that means I have this track all to myself because it's cold. Nobody wants to come out here when it's cold. Also, maybe they're in class. So I'm not a part of their programming right now. So therefore, I got the whole thing to myself. So there's a lot of things I've been learning, self-taught, and also this might be a little negative. Like I said, this recording is my journey in life, my journey of understanding crypto and the bigger world, and how crypto and investments and, you know, building stuff that helps mankind. Because I really believe I'm on a cusp of going to the moon. So this is what kind of seems to work right now. I'm developing this mentality that everybody is out to destroy me. All the messaging, everything is out to destroy me. My government wants to destroy me. People want to destroy me through jealousy or something, or this, that, or the other thing. So now don't take it the wrong way. It's not a negative. I'm not expressing it in a negative way. I'm just saying, if you think everybody's out to get you, and you just say, like, look, people, that's another way of saying people are just out to get what they want for themselves at the expense of you. So, you know, the government, what does the government want? The government want obedient slaves that'll just pay their taxes. Don't want to, you know, they don't want anybody to really push too hard, really make anybody, you know, just keep the status quo. So that's the government, right? All right. That's every government, by the way. No specific government. I don't care if it's local, state, federal, international. It's all, let's keep the status quo because the fat cats like it. You're never going to get rid of that, by the way. So you're going to have no power to change that. So you need to be aware of it, but you don't really need to pay attention, honestly. I hate to say it like that, but the government doesn't want you to pay attention anyway. So by not paying attention, but paying attention to the point where, you know, for your personal gain, I guess. Anyway, most of your friends and family are jealous of you. Want you to, don't care whether you need to do stuff in your life. It's all about what you can do for them. They're takers. There's very little give and take. Your girlfriend, shit like that, same thing. She is biologically wired to make you want to care for her, give you all the money, you know, at your expense. Not really be looking out for your best interest. Not every woman, but most. Your employers, the same thing. They only care about you to the point where you do the job that they want you to do, and that's it. They really don't care about you past that. They probably don't even like you. So, you know, it's that's how the kingdoms ran. So understanding this and understanding that, like, nobody wants to help you to succeed. You have to. Everybody wants what you want. So. And nobody gives a shit about you, even if they borned you. So looking at the world like that everybody's out for themselves, has put me in a very difficult position, because I'm always trying to help people. I'm always pouring my heart out, always being like an open book. But what I'm noticing is, I tell people plans because they're jealous because they can't do it. They sabotage me from doing it. And then it makes it 10 times harder for me to accomplish what I want to accomplish in life, because because they're jealous. So I'm developing this mentality that everybody's the enemy. Everybody's the enemy. Now, what I mean by enemy is Machiavelli, Machiavelli. Like, they don't give a shit about nothing about me. So you got to play the Machiavelli game. Sometimes you have to give people, let people think that they're so smart and beautiful at your expense. You have to kind of be like that. Now, there's a time and place for that. Sometimes you can't be like that. You got to be that open book no matter what, for obvious reasons. happens, depending on the position, the job, or the employer. Depending on how transparent they are. Maybe you want to be a little bit transparent, but generally speaking, to be efficient and effective in this world, you have to just pay attention to people who are going to get you to where you need to go. And understanding how people are programmed. And sometimes you got to call people every fucking day, every fucking week. Because generally speaking, people don't want to be bothered. So if you bother them, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Back when I was growing up, it was if you were quiet and didn't make noise, you would be rewarded. Now it's the opposite. Nobody's going to give you any type of attention or anything unless you're up their fucking ass to make them do their fucking job. And obviously there's ways of doing that, but you got to be on top of it. So I'm doing that right now. Some employers are ghosting me. I'm up their ass every friggin' week. I don't give a shit because I got an agenda. It's called get my fucking shit done. And I can't be fucking around because these people don't want to fucking do their job. Anyway, also when it comes to starting a business, the less you talk to people, the better. That's very hard for me. I love talking to people, man. I'm a people person. I like to see everybody come up to, if I can help them, make money, I'm all for it. What gives me enjoyment in my life is making other people money and helping other people achieve their dreams. But at the same time, those people don't care about me achieving my dreams. They don't do the right thing. When these people become extremely successful, they forget how they got there and they don't reward you. So that's the upside and downside of helping people. And another thing is, don't be afraid to charge people. So what I've learned is if you don't charge, people think your information is worthless. So I would love to give all my attention for free to people who in need. But they're not going to pay attention. They're not going to give a shit about what I say. Now, if I charge them $1,000 for fucking 2 hours worth of fucking help, they're going to look at that as, they're going to take that seriously. They're going to internalize that shit. They're going to make it happen. And unfortunately, that's just human psychology. So as you have this and develop this attitude that everybody doesn't give a shit about you, it makes it a lot simpler to just focus on what you need to focus on. I had a very interesting discussion with my mother. It lasted like 15 seconds. And this is how it kind of went. I have stuff that I want you to do. And I said, okay, when I'm done the gym, I'll come do it. She says, no, you will do it now. And that's it. You're here to help me in my time of need, and you will do it now. And I'm like, there's two ways I could have went about this. I could have just said, yes, mother, and just did it. Or I could have took the latter. And I took the latter, like I always do. And I said, well, look, I'm going to the gym because I have goals and dreams and hopes. And in order for me to achieve those dreams and hopes, I need to go to the gym. And I need to be consistent. She didn't like that. Then she said, you must not love me. You must hate me. Then why are you here? And da 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 da. Women are evil. Men are evil too. But women have a spite thing in their heart. A lot of them do. I observed thousands and thousands of women in my life in different situations. And I can tell you, it's hard to, and then all the bullshit and all. So, so that made me realize right there, I'm sure you guys got the same type of, I'm sure you have a couple stories. Even if your mother was perfect and you love her to death, I'm sure there's probably in situations, if you really think about it, how she manipulated you to do her shit over your own shit. Now, I'm not saying, incorporate what people want to do, and if it helps them and helps you, it's a win-win. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I get up and I'm out the door by 7:30 to go to the gym. Not every day, but most days. And I have no problem incorporating people's stuff if they need my help. But, it just made me realize that nobody gives a shit about me. It's all on how they can manipulate me to do shit for them. And that's why, if you're an employee, your supervisors manipulate you to get what they want out of you. They want the most precious thing that you can give, which is your time. They want to steal your time when you're young, and they want to steal the best time. Early in the morning to 5 or 6 o'clock. And then they give the rest to you, which is the shit time. Okay, the weekends are the shit time. The best time to get anything done is 6 to 2 or 7 to 3:30. Monday through Friday is the best time to get anything done. So when you boil everything down, it's how people manipulate you to steal and take whatever they can from you. And that's why they teach you to buy high and sell low. So you're going to buy high and sell low, and they're teaching you that while what they're doing is doing the opposite, because they know your programming. They know how the masses are. So when they dumped everything off recently, you just buy the dip. And if you would have bought the dip and sold it today, you would have realized a nice little fat little gain. And guess what that means? That means you're selling your crypto at a higher price for somebody who dumped it at the top and didn't buy at the bottom. They dumped it at the bottom, and then they're FOMOing back in, so they're buying high. So they're selling low and buying high. And you did the opposite, and your reward is 30, 40%, whatever it is. So it's real easy to kind of keep people at arm's length when you look at them as they just want something from you. Everybody wants something from you. If that's the way it is, then why not you do everything you possibly can to make it all, your side. Make it work for you. Make as much money as you could possibly make on your terms. Do the opposite of what they tell you. That type of thing. They tell you don't overwork. I say you haven't even started to work. They say you got to settle for $100,000 a year, but you got to give 7 days a week, 16-hour days. I say, how about you do that for yourself? You'll make 10 times that amount. And all that money that you would be making in business, you take some of the profit, you invest it in other things, Before you know it, you're just telling other people to run your business. So if I ever have kids, or if I'm ever blessed with the privilege of being able to coach people on changing their internal mind so they can, benefits. This is some of the stuff that I would be working on and telling them and talking to them about and coaching them with and physically being there, suffering the pain with you guys. Suffer the pain. Doing shit when you don't want to do it. I don't want to be out here, but I want to talk to you guys on this live stream. Even though there's 0 people watching, I'm still going to post this, and maybe one person will see it. I don't know. I'll leave it up there for 30 fucking years. I don't care. But I wanted to walk a mile and a half, and I wanted to be here on this live stream with you. So I have to suffer. I have to suffer with this cold weather and and enjoy it and like it. And I'm happy, I'm privileged to be able to do it. So as I'm waiting here for certain people to tell me what's going on with some of the stuff that I applied for, I'm like thinking, you know, I go buy some equipment, man. Go do a couple jobs here and there. Shit, I could do anything and make more money than zero. Now, I'm talking about making an income. I have resources. I don't have to do fucking anything. I could be a fat slob for a few more years, for a few more years, for a few more years. But I'm too young for that shit. I got plenty of piss and vinegar in me. So it's time to step up. So yeah. So I'm here to tell you, it's time to get this website started. It's time to write my papers. It's time to get in contact with these people who are influencers on the big stage when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's time to create some art. It's time to have some fun. It's time to stop living life how they want you to live it, controlled, moved off to the side where you're irrelevant, and it's time to get relevant. So, and if you know everybody's against you, then you don't have to have any loyalties. Just roll with it. Get your shit done, but have integrity, okay? Don't do anything illegal. Have integrity. Have your own internal, what you will do and what you not do. Stay within the law. Let's not be stupid. But let's just look at the world for what it is and not the rosiness that we pretend it is. And with that, I'm going to leave you.